Welcome to Dance Mogul TV. We are live. Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you. My name is Richard Williams, aka Fast Break.
Okay, Richard, can you give us some background information about yourself?
About myself, I grew up in the Bronx, still reside in the Bronx. I've danced with major crews, first starting out with a crew called the Eastside Juniors, which was my first group I started out with. And then from there, I graduated and I stepped off and I managed to be a part of the Rocksteady crew, which Rocksteady was the main birth for me in order for me to come out. But before that, as growing up being young, I always watched Soul Train on TV on every Saturday morning. I would get up, I always would watch the Soul Train dancing, and the Lockers was the ones that caught my attention before that I got into the break dance bit. And I was admired by how they were doing the locks, the splits, and the points. And I was like, that guy, I wanted to be just like that. I wanted to be a dancer. I wanted to be a dancer in the family, because on that, when we used to have family occasions, we always like compete. Like my family and my cousins, we would all compete, and we have our own little dance off inside the home. So then, when my cousin came and he introduced something called the break, and I'm like, what is he doing? He just like did a drop on the floor, and I'm like, I like that. It was fascinating to me because I had that eye of the tiger that really wanted to learn something that was frequently new to me that I never even acknowledged. So then after a while I got into it more, then I started going into that. So that's what led me into the Eastside Juniors, which was a small group up in the Bronx, and I managed to formulate myself into the group of Rocksteady, which Rocksteady was the strength that encouraged me to become more of a dancer from the street. And then from there I wanted to do other things, and I separated myself, so I got involved with a group called the New York City Breakers, aka the Floor Masters.
Before you go to tell us about the New York City Breakers, can you tell us the year that you was in the Rocksteady crew?
I was in the Rocksteady crew like in the 1981, 82.
And can you remember all the members that was in the group at that time, or a few of them?
Oh, it was Frosty Freeze, Ken Swift, Ty Fly, Lenny Lynn, Doze, Kippy D, Take One, Woody, was Baby Love, who else? It was a lot of guys.
Was that first generation Rocksteady or second generation Rocksteady?
Well, honestly, I really can't say that was first or second. It was just like in the middle. Okay. Because you had the Rocksteady crew uptown in the Bronx, and I was in the Rocksteady crew in Manhattan. So I didn't know they had a Rocksteady crew in the Bronx. So I wanted to be near the Bronx, but I didn't have to travel from the Bronx to Manhattan because I wasn't experienced on taking public transportation way down to Manhattan because I was young at the time. So then I wound up getting involved in the Rocksteady crew I was introduced into the Rocksteady crew to Crazy Legs by a guy named Mr. Flex, Jose. And Jose was a good inspiration to me because I was fascinated by the spins, because honestly, growing up back then, it was like I would see the black African American that I am, and the blacks who was doing what they were doing. They weren't doing any of the spins, but I seen the Latinos, they was bringing something more to my eye. I was like, wait a minute, this is something that's really happening. But I was really searching for a style for myself, which I learned, I was embraced by the Latino community of the dance, and I took it to a whole different level, which a lot of the Latino women, they thought when I was dancing, they thought that I was Latino and I was African American. So in school, my complexion, as to today, they still think that I'm Puerto Rican and I'm African American, but I'm Cherokee Indian. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had everybody fooled on account of my ethnic background, but I never revealed that truth to anybody back then till now.
Did you have a specialty move? Was you your signature move?
My signature was fast footwork. I was the best in the footwork. I was like the untouchable in the footwork, in the top rock. How I got my top rock, I learned from a guy named Cisco. Cisco was really bad. He was my real mentor. And this guy, he had a crazy big afro. And it was like, he inspired me to like, he was like, he looked like one of the Jackson 5 guys, that big afro. And I was like, yo, this guy got an afro. Like, he one of the Jackson 5. He was like, and he showed me a lot. Then I got into more of the crazy moves, and then it just resurfaced to other things. I was like learning from another guy named Berto. And Berto, he had some funky footwork. When he would dance, he was dancing like he was playing the congos on the floor. So I was like, yo, brother, what's with that? It's like if you washing your hands on the concrete, but like if you washing this or you playing on the Congo. So brother was like, nah. He goes, go ahead and do what I'm doing. I said, I can't do what you're doing. He goes, you can do it. I saw it. So I went down, and brother was like, do that again? Do what again? What you just did. All right, I went down, but nothing that I did was rehearsed. Everything was just natural. See, it was a God-given gift, and I'm grateful for God, because God, if he didn't give me this talent, which is a God-given gift, like I said, it would never have been possible for anyone, especially for me. Because, I mean, I didn't know which direction I was going to go with this dance. Who would have known that years down the road that this would blow up? You know, got in the movie jail, was in the movie Beach Street, did Nickelodeon. Yes.
You was in the movie Beach Street.
Yeah, with the Magnificent Force, with the Treasure Street and Santa Claus rap.
And what color did you guys have on in that routine, just in case for people that want to YouTube that?
We had like bellboy suits, like the band suits and whatnot, looked like bellboy suits. It was nice. And baggy pants. Like, I didn't really like the pants, the outfit, because I was like, I'm more like, I want to be like the mock neck and the fat laces with the straight leg jeans. I want to do that, but we had to make a different transition in order for us to evolve into something that's different in a professional manner, which we were young, we didn't know none of this stuff. We know about choreography, we didn't know about any solos. I didn't know what a solo was, so what's a solo? I thought a solo was like a candy. See?
And how long did you dance with the Rocksteady crew before you went to the Magnificent?
I danced with the Rocksteady crew about half of a year, and I formulated the Magnificent Force, which, it was really tough, because I was in between the Floor Masters and Magnificent Force, because most of us in Floor Masters didn't want to switch over to something different, of change. They didn't want to change. I wanted to change because I had something that somebody else saw within me. My old manager, Julie Freud, she was the choreographer and the head of the Magnificent Force. So it was more like, it's either you do or you don't. It's your choice. So I made a choice to learn something different, while they were still stuck with the same old mentality, like, I don't want to do no ballerina. And it wasn't about wanting to be a ballerina. It was about it was a challenge for us all. And that challenge we wasn't really prepared for, because we were young, we were very naive. We didn't know about professionalism until this day and age. So as an adult, I learned to appreciate what is freely given to me, and not to know that the knowing of it, what it is from the unknown, is spectacular. And for people to see what I used to do, and for me to tell them to help the new kids on the block, I'm there to help them. It's like a lot of kids get turned away by a person telling them that you're never going to amount to anything. See, when I seen one of the kids that was dancing, who was in there today in the competition, I saw him and I was like, remember the time when you said that you sucked? And I said, no, you didn't suck. I said, remember, go back to the first move you ever started, and then tell me if you sucked to this day. So he said, that made a big point. I said, it's a big statement, because honestly, it shows who you are and where you came from and where you are right now.
Yes, that's very true. You have to take baby steps in order to take the big steps. Can you help us to understand how you were able to go from your experience with the Rocksteady crew and all of the other dancers that you were dancing with back in the day to the current projects that you're working now on?
Well, the current project I'm working with some kids in Waynesboro, Virginia, and these are talented kids. I'm not dancing anymore, but I choose to get into another avenue with music. So I've been doing music for a long time, and I'm helping them with their career, and hopefully that their career that they choose that they want to do is something that to be successful for them. Like, every entrepreneur has a struggle within themselves in the outside world with what's going on, because honestly, they don't want to lose out on a great opportunity that's there in front of them. So I show them some hope, and I give them some reason, because remember, no faith, no hope, no faith. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to come to a conclusion of terms of that, to understand that, I was like you. Now, you don't have to be like me. I can teach you and show you, because remember, to reach you is to teach you to become whole in unison. So I want to unify the person's spirit and make them be something, not mold them to make them a force, but I would rather be the hand to get them across the street. When they feel defeated, my primary purpose is to help you get through the storm. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So that's what I was trying to do, and I'm still doing it today. I build with them on a regular concept basis because honestly, they're the concept. You see what I'm saying? I was the law that was already written. So for me to be a law that's already written, it was written for me to give me something that it was God gifted to me, which I had to give, to pass the torch on. So, and that's what I do today. I build with my old crew, Rocksteady and Magnificent Force, the Incredible Breakers. I mean, I build with all the cats that I've been involved with in dance. We've incorporated ourselves as a family. And so it's like, you know, we reach out to each other, we go to events, we show up. I show up to grow up, but I show up for them. I don't show up for myself. I am there as self, but I'm showing up for them. Because coming to a competition, it means that, you know, that I have a purpose and they have a purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to, you know, cause a fire and no burn bridges, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to show love because I love the dance. And believe me, what these kids are doing today are phenomenal. I mean, for what we used to do, we should be choreographers in these dance studios. I mean, not to take nothing.
No, that's true. You're absolutely
because
right
honestly,
about that.
I sit and I watch America's Best Dance Crew and America's Got Talent and so forth, and The Voice. It's like we all have a part to play because, you know, a lot of them, like Shock Rock, he does dance. Al Boogie, he does dance. And me, I do dance and I do music. I'm building with half of the old pioneers who used to do music way back in the days. Like, for instance, I'm working on a track with Keith Rogers, aka Bond Rock, who used to do this record back in the days called Street Dance, and with T-Ski Valley and Cool Carol, Tony Tone from the Cold Crush. I mean, I'm building with a lot of cats, and I'm in the studio with these cats, building ideas and wanting to help other communities, because we trying to take it to another level, to go to another community, just to go on our own free will. Nobody's giving us any, or just to go and see what's going on,
To
how
give
we
back.
can build.
Yeah,
exactly.
to give
we
back.
want to give back.
To give back. And with that said, I just want to ask you this one final question. And this is very important to the youth because with social network sites, Facebook, YouTube, people are able to express themselves more freely now than, you know, when you were coming up. And can you tell us how, when you were in a group like the Rocksteady crew and some of the other groups that you were in, a male-dominated group where there's so many different personalities, how were you able to stay humble and willing to work together as a team so that that way the group can be cohesive and achieve one goal? Because that's very difficult for young people to do today because they have so many different outside distractions. How were you able to do that in the midst of all of those other people that you were dancing with? How did you maintain your balance in your thinking?
Stay focused. I had to stay focused, be sincere, and have some humility for myself, or I'll get humiliated. I can't fly up the handle because honestly, I mean, there's no need to get yourself all worked up over nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So what I had to do, I had to do some research on myself. Where do I need to be placed? Where do I fit in? How is it all going to work? I'm here to build an empire, not to destroy it. You understand what I'm saying? Like they say for hip hop today, that hip hop is dead. Hip hop is not dead. It's just hip hop is just formulated to evolve into a different area. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, you know, you have this you have the north, the south, the east, and west, and it's like hip hop's in a class by itself. This is almost like in crumping, breakdancing, and popping, electrical. It's all in a class by itself. So I just can't take anything from that, but I have to learn from it and be very vigilant with that, because to have that eye of sight, beyond sight, is something to see that, you know what, if you see something different that someone else in the groups has not ever seen, then I think that we need to take it for what it's worth and make it evolve to something better and greater, to another higher level than what it is that's on the lower level.
And with that said, I want to thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your knowledge, your inspiration, and your contribution to hip-hop culture.
Thank you very much.